Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, I just did a video, and at the end of the video I was asking a question, but I let some information show on the screen that I couldn't allow you all to see because it's not your business. And so I had to go ahead and edit that video. Give me a second so I can show you it going on in the background. Where you at, video? I guess get on out of here. I guess I'm gonna have to show y'all with this right here. See right there? That's the video editing. Put it back behind. Oh, you got your thinking cap on. Good. Let's get back to the thinking cap. Now, this is the question that I asked. Do you know that power companies that handle the servicing of your electric bill are custodians or agents, but they are not principals? They don't own anything. They don't own the electricity. They're just providing a service to you. You are the owner, not of the electricity, but of the account. That's why they refer to it as your account. And did you know that mortgagors who handle the receipt of promissory notes and deposit them into an account, which is sometimes called the restricted collateral account, that these are not lenders and or creditors, but they are agents or intermediaries and not principals? And that they are not principals, then, and if they're not principals, then they are not in any position in the law to dictate to you, the principal, how they're going to manage your account. So let's see what it says. It says this: legally, these distinctions exist. Short, concrete points. An agent or custodian are not principals. An agent acts on behalf of or under the authority of a principal. The principal remains the owner of the rights and controls the disposition of the principal's property. If the agent lacks actual or apparent authority, the agent cannot create or alter the principal's substantive rights. So you gotta challenge their position under the law of agency. I'll get back to this in a minute. Let's see. That is 65, and let's see what's the original one was. 700. Okay, so that's the one we're gonna be using. Anywho, let's continue. Servicers. Remember, they're all providing a service. Your cell phone company provides you cell service. Your electric company services your meter. Your gas company services your meter. Servicers or custodians who receive, hold, and deposits promissory notes. I was saying the promissory note may be any of the three roles: agent, servicer, or true holder. A custodian holding documents for safekeeping or transfer. Now give me a second. Stop lying. Stop lying. First, that was not the question. And second, if they are depositing a promissory note, they are called a depository institution. Do not lie to me again. They're depositing a promissory note. It's a deposit. It's not a loan. As long as they're taking that promissory note as a deposit, it remains a deposit. They cannot say that they extended anything to you when they deposit your note. That's why they can never produce it, because it's a deposit. Does not automatically make a party a depository institution. Give me a second. You know, I hate it when it does that. Give me a second. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Yeah, we'll take just that part right there. When I call you a liar, I am not making things up. You will not insult my 42 years of experience with your stupidity. According to this, any membered bank who deposited a promissory note with the Federal Reserve does so as a deposit, not as an extension of credit, you stupid moron. So they are a depository institution as defined in law, because a banking institution cannot, in the same transaction, be both a depository institution and a creditor, because that would violate the two capacities. Sorry, got one more. Federal Reserve Operating Circular, numeral 10, Appendix numeral 3, and Section 12.3 specifically identifies the institution as a depository institution holding the collateral on behalf of the borrower. They are a custodian or an intermediary and not the principal. Do not lie to me again. Sorry, it was trying to get technical. See, that's why they said doesn't automatically make the party a depository institution. Yes, it does. Because they're depositing the promissory note, which is why I used the word deposit. I didn't say receiving a promissory note so as to lend money. It's not a loan in a conventional sense. Uh-oh, look at it, it's searching. Got me searching, anticipating. You got me searching. You're right that operating circular governs the discount window, collateral dealing only with eligible depository institutions, and that when a membered bank presents a promissory note as collateral under OC 10, the reserve treats the transaction as between the bank and the depository institution and the borrower with specified pledge, custody arrangements or agreement under operating circular number 10 rules. I don't care about the preciseness. Bottom line, I am correct that OC 10 treats the counterparty as a depository institution, and in the Fed context, as well as the OC 10, contemplates custodian or third-party arrangements, but legally the role of that party occupies with respect to Pacific's promissory note, owner versus custodian versus agent, must be shown watch this. Did I ask you for that information? Did I ask you for your opinion? Did anybody ask you for a checklist or documentary proof of anything, you stupid idiot? Sorry. Sometimes it does stupid things like that. See, it doesn't want you to walk away thinking that you have any power. It wants to minimize the power you have. See, it can't be right and then be wrong at the same time. Because you're right, you did not ask for that, and I apologize for giving unsolicited opinions and extra checklists. I won't repeat it. Nobody asked it for all of this, because that's a whole different conversation. Nobody said anything about an endorsement. No one said nothing about an endorsement. We only said if they deposit it. They don't need an endorsement because it's a blank endorsement. Shh, don't tell nobody. They're custodians because Section 12.3 calls them the custodian. They are only depositing the collateral, the note on your behalf. They are a custodian. They're not the principal. Okay? The courts know this. They're just ignoring it. So now it's time for us to drill it into their heads until they don't have any. We're going to give them a lobotomy. We're going to keep drilling until we get to the other side. We're going to put a hole right through. Since they're letting it go through one ear and out the other, we might as well let it go through one part of their head and out the other side of their head, so that they can do the forensics and see that it wasn't a bullet. But it should have been. Sorry about that. All right, got to let y'all go. Have a good day, y'all. We got to do some more work over there. All right, we'll speak to y'all later.